LTU Sports Report is brought to you by the City of Southfield, the center of it all, and Hungry Howie's, famous for flavor.
Hello and welcome inside the LTU studios for another awesome edition of the LTU Sports Report. I'm Candace Burns. It's WAC tournament time for the winter sports season. The women's basketball and hockey teams saw action in the postseason. We've also got another Get to Know Student Athlete segment coming up later in the show. Let's get this show into gear as we start off with the LTU hockey team for the first round of the WAC tournament.
The Lawrence Tech Blue Devil hockey team set to take on the Warriors of Rochester College in the quarterfinals of the WAC tournament. And we're in for a fun matchup as these teams split the season series. Just 5 minutes into the scoreless first period, here's the 6'1" sophomore Sean Pillay, who powers the puck to the back of the net for his first goal of the game. LTU would jump out to a 3-0 lead at the end of the first. In the second period, the Blue Devils would strike again as sophomore Alec Allen flies down the ice and finds the back of the net, extending that Blue Devil lead to 5-0. Rochester would go on to score the next 3 goals, and the score would be 5-4 at the end of the second period. But this game needed overtime to decide a winner. Tied at 6-all, it would be Pillay again, who glides down the ice and hits a beauty to the back of the net to seal the win for the Blue Devils, and it's also a hat trick for the young sophomore. Lawrence Tech defeats Rochester in the first round of the WAC tournament, 7-6 your final score.
We were prepared, had a good week of practice. We were concerned with Rochester. We were 2-2 with them this year, and they've given us problems throughout the whole season. So we just said play fast, play physical, and fortunately we did that in the first and then took a step back in the second.
The last 2 games against Rochester, we came out really slow. They popped some on us. That's how they won their 2 games. We're 2-2 before this game. So we had to go full force right from the start. We took it by 5 minutes at a time.
We had a lot of energy. It's the playoff hype, getting ready to get it started. So we were buzzing from the start. It all happens in the start. We need to come out with energy and then build upon it throughout the entire game.
We move on to the semifinals against U of M Dearborn. We're eager to play them. Outstanding team. I think they're ranked 4th right now. And we haven't been able to beat them yet this year, although we played them very competitively.
Next game's a huge game, play U of M Dearborn. So we just got to come out just like we did tonight, and we got to up our game, and we got to stay consistent throughout the entire game.
Awesome job by the Blue Devils as they advance to the WAC semifinals. More hockey highlights coming up later in the show. We now get personal with a Lawrence Tech student athlete for another segment called Get to Know.
My name is Logan Danaher. I'm on the basketball team here, and I'm a media comm major. My celebrity crush is ARIANA Grande, one because she's very beautiful, and the other is because she can sing really well. My favorite superhero is Batman because he's just all in black, looks murdered out, and looks dope. If I could join a boy band, I would pick the Jonas Brothers. One, because I've seen them in concert and they just look super fun on stage, and the other is because I think I would be the best Jonas brother out of all of them because obviously I'm more good looking than all of them. My favorite vacation spot is Las Vegas. I've been there a couple times. Just the energy is really high there, and I love just like the bright lights and music and everything that goes with Las Vegas. So.
It's time for a quick break, but before we go, Lawrence Tech invites all high school students for a scholarship competition on Friday, March 6th. For more information, go to ltu.edu and click on the Events tab. The LTU Sports Report will be right back.
Asiago, butter. Honey, look at this. 40,000 flavor combinations, and I've had almost every one. Asiago, butter, cheese, Cajun. The flavored crust combinations are endless. It's the greatest thing that ever happened.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
To get more pizza? Yeah.
No, to call your mother. Wow.
Don't go. I need that equation.
Now get a meal deal to fit any budget at the home of flavored crust.
Hungry? Howie's!
Welcome back to the LTU Sports Report. I'm Candace Burns. We now head back to the Farmington Hills Ice Arena for semifinals action of the WAC tournament as the Blue Devils take on Michigan Dearborn.
It's the semifinals time here at the Farmington Hills Ice Arena, where the Lawrence Tech Blue Devils took on Michigan Dearborn. These two teams faced off 3 times during the regular season, with the Wolverines taking all 3 matchups. But in the playoffs, you never know what will happen. The first period was a scoreless one, but the Blue Devils were standing toe-to-toe with the Wolverines. Let's jump to the second period. Here is the sophomore Bryce Eber, who slaps the puck to the back of the net for LTU's first goal of the game. And that goal would tie this game up at 1-1 with that play. The Blue Devils had the lead going into the third period, up 2-1. The Blue Devils knew they would have to play a full game, but would struggle to stop the scoring blitz from the Wolverines, as Michigan Dearborn would not only shut out the Blue Devils in the third, but they would go on to score 4 goals to close this game out. Lawrence Tech's effort would not be enough in their season finale. 5-2 your final score.
Tough loss, obviously, elimination hockey, playoff hockey. It's a tough way to go out, but our boys were ready. Our boys competed today, went right down to the end, and I was real proud of them for sure. Want to make a special comment about our 3 graduating seniors, Alex Schluter, Parker Hodges, Connor Victory. Outstanding leaders, outstanding hockey players, just fierce competitors, and we'll look forward to celebrating them at our banquet. It's still too early to talk about next year, but just like in the past couple years, we'll have another outstanding recruiting class coming in. When it's the proper time, we'll start promoting and celebrating those new players, but right now it's about our current players, both D1 and D3. Wonderful group of young men to play with and coach, and they had a great year.
5-2 loss was hard. We battled hard, winning the third, winning the game. I think everyone bought in. The D, the forwards, the goaltender. The seniors played a great game. It was unreal. It sucks to lose that way and never see season end. But overall, everyone's battled hard and hopefully put up a banner next season.
The Blue Devils hockey team fought so hard, and you could tell they gave all their effort in order to bring the Wolverines down, but came just short. We continue the WAC tournament highlights, but this time with the women's basketball team, as the Blue Devils tango with 17th ranked Siena Heights.
The Lawrence Tech women's basketball team looks to keep their postseason run alive as they travel to face the 16th ranked Saints of Siena Heights in the WAC semifinals. The Blue Devils handled business in the quarterfinals against Michigan Dearborn. This will be a tougher challenge as LTU fell to Siena Heights twice during the regular season. Starting in the first quarter, the Saints would start this game on a 6-0 run, but the East Lansing native Danielle Hansen puts the Blue Devils up on the board after a nice drive to the basket. And the Blue Devils held a 7-point lead headed into the second. And in the second quarter, the Blue Devils would be outscored 16-9 as this game was tied at 30-all at halftime. In the second half, the Blue Devils caught fire, not only on the offensive end, but they held the Player of the Year to just 4 points in the game. Sophomore Kendall Fisher had a career night, scoring 29 points, 5 assists, and 7 rebounds. Lawrence Tech would go on to defeat Siena Heights 71-61 your final.
That's all the time we have for you today on the LTU Sports Report. The women's basketball team hits the road to Fort Wayne, Indiana for the WAC Basketball Championship tonight at 7 p.m. Good luck to the Lady Blue Devils on their incredible journey. Spring break is near and all of our Blue Devil athletic teams will be traveling to various parts of the country to face several teams throughout the NAIA. Thanks for watching the LTU Sports Report. I'm Candace Burns, and have a great day.